Hemp-derived THC is making its way to store shelves across the region. In fact, already 2,700 retailers statewide have licenses to sell THC and CBD products in certain formats.
Now, some lawmakers are hoping to write a roadmap for consumable hemp products, while some are ready to hit the brakes. Rob Krieger takes a look at a few of the freshly paved avenues of legal THC.
Bubbling in an industrial-sized vat, this molten mixture is carefully calculated. A concoction of sugars, gelling agents, citric acid, watermelon flavor, and THC. In just minutes, these workers can pour out hundreds of gummies into giant molds, scraping away the excess that's measured and marked before the pieces solidify. The candied morsels, hand-trimmed to ensure a balanced bite, then slid into packaging. They call them space debris, and each one of these gummies can have as much as 25 milligrams of THC in it. But this kitchen isn't based in Colorado or California. You can find it nestled on the Bayou in Arnaudville, Louisiana.
This is Louisiana hemp extractor. We make about 120 products, everything from creams, lotions, tinctures, gummies.
Paige Melanson is the president of Louisiana Hemp Extractors, where all this stuff is made legally under Louisiana law.
We have every license that you can have for manufacturing, extracting, and wholesale and distribution of products within the state.
That's because the THC in these products comes from hemp, federally legal since the passage of the 2018 Farm Bill in Washington. In 2019, the Louisiana legislature approved framework to farm hemp and manufacture hemp products. Then last year, House Speaker Clay Schexnayder offered a bill creating a structure for selling hemp-derived THC products, passing unanimously through the House.
The legislation that we passed, led by the Speaker last year, is really considered model legislation in dealing with consumable hemp products.
Kevin Caldwell, the Southeast Legislative Manager for the Marijuana Policy Project, says other states are taking note of Louisiana's legislation as the rules put pot-like products on the market.
We are fully in compliance with federal guidelines.
So how is this not illegal if it has THC, the psychoactive cannabinoid found in marijuana, commonly known to get users high?
Right. Hemp is its own category. It's some people call it the first cousin of marijuana.
But federal law views those cousins very differently. When harvested, hemp can only have a fraction of a percent of THC in it. The rule, 0.3% by weight. By comparison, marijuana can be as much as 100 times more potent, sometimes weighing in at 30% THC. But that difference changes once extractors tip the scales.
They extract it from large amounts of hemp.
When we extract a liter of distillate of a hemp plant, we could have as much as 10% THC in it. So that's where our THC content comes from.
Melanson's facility can churn through thousands of pounds of hemp, often locally grown, breaking it down, removing oils, sugars, and other biomass until the remaining distillate is concentrated for consumables.
Through extraction processes, you are able to get quantities sufficient for manufacturing Delta 9 and Delta 8 THC products.
Joe Garrity is the CEO of Crescent, a locally based cannabis company that sells an array of THC products legally made from hemp.
Louisiana has regulated those products such that the doses are significantly lower than you might find in standard marijuana products. However, they are still sufficient to achieve the high that most users are seeking.
Garrity's flagship product, Crescent 9, a fruit juice-based seltzer with CBD and 6 milligrams of THC in every can, took center stage at Bayou Boogaloo, making it the first New Orleans music festival a cannabis company sponsored.
We began selling this mid-Mardi Gras, and we've gone through about 60,000 cans. We're currently with Tipitina's, Chiquiwawa, Parlay's, a handful of other bars and corner stores and grocery stores around the city.
People seem to like it. Ever since we started carrying it, people started asking more and more questions. And the longer we've had it, the more we sell it.
Brian Greenberg, the general manager at Tipitina, says Crescent 9 is even smoking some beers in sales at the venue and keeping spirits high.
If anything, I think people's behavior is much nicer after a few of these as opposed to a few cocktails.
However, health educator Dr. Eric Griggs says any consumption of THC products should start slowly.
You have to be careful with dosing, and too much of anything can can be not necessarily be good for you.
Dr. Griggs says users with little experience should start with partial servings and consult with a healthcare provider before experimenting.
So you want to know the effects of THC and what it is you're putting into your body. You want to do as much research as you possibly can to plan so you can be as safe as possible. This is a drug, and not all drugs are safe.
Melanson hopes their newest product will offer a low-dose option marketed with 2.5 milligrams of THC per serving. Their seltzer, Direct Hit, is bottled at Bayou Brewery, where employees package hundreds of cases of THC sparkling water for distribution across the state, ripe for a growing market.
So it was a $12 million industry in 2021, and it's a $24 million industry in 2022.
All of these products are taxed, all these products are tested, and all these products are approved by the Louisiana Department of Health. The state gets a cut, the bar owners gets a cut.
Those cuts weigh out to additional tax dollars for the state's coffers, to the tune of more than $700,000 last year, according to the Louisiana Department of Revenue. The tax revenue from hemp grew by more than nearly 150% from 2021 to 2022, while sparking increased investment and job growth.
Initially started with 1 employee, and we're up to 50 employees right now. So we're excited about the growth that we've had.
But that growth could be stunted as the legislature this session debates changes to the state's framework. Senator Stuart Cathy told reporters he felt duped by the legislation passed last year, legislation he approved.
We didn't necessarily completely understand, and we thought legislators may have thought they were doing one thing, but actually did another. And so, like I said, we're just trying to go back and tighten some of that stuff up.
So he authored a new bill that would reduce legal THC thresholds to a fraction of what is legal now, rendering consumables ineffective. Legislation that could stymie the industry.
I don't think anybody up here wants any business to go out of business. I think everyone has expressed that, but I also think during some of the hearings we also expressed we didn't want products that make people high on the market.
But Caldwell believes an attempt to remove hemp products is not only fruitless, but would send a message to the business community across the country that Louisiana is on a smoke break.
Legislature allows and creates an industry. Last year, you have people come in and spend millions of dollars to participate in this legal industry, and then a year later, the legislature pulls the rug out. I don't think that's the kind of message that Louisiana wants to put out to the rest of the country and to the world.
It would kill a number of jobs, it would kill a number of small businesses, and it would frankly have no impact on the usage of cannabis in this state.
Caldwell agrees, adding any pullback on hemp legislation in Louisiana would likely not have a chilling effect on consumers and potentially benefit other states.
All we're going to be doing is pushing people back into the illicit market, either for cannabis or, since these products are federally legal, people will be able to buy them online and have them shipped here.
They'll go back to their old ways. You're not going to stop it. You're just going to hurt the state and your local people.
It's why business owners from the Bayou to the bars hope hemp won't go up in smoke. Rob Krieger, Fox 8, Local First.
House Bill 605, authored by Speaker Clay Schnecksnyder, would reduce registration fees for products while creating caps on all products at 8 milligrams per serving. It would also clarify packaging rules to ensure consumers fully understand serving sizes in products.
The bill is scheduled for a full House debate Monday. Right now, while legalized through the Farm Bill, the DEA asserts hemp-derived THC products are controlled substances.